From WLWT, this is Issues.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Issues. I have the treat of filling in for Jan Michelle Lemon-Kearney, who's taking some well-deserved time off today. And when I say it's a treat, I mean it's a treat. We have 6 phenomenal ladies who are going to come on the show today and talk to us about things that are near and dear to my heart. We're going to have representatives from the Urban League and Cincinnati Children's Hospital to talk about some innovative health projects that are happening in Avondale. We're also going to have representatives from the Literacy Network come on and talk about a project that's very near and dear to me, which is the Little Free Library. So thank you for joining us. We appreciate that. And we're going to start today with the Money Lady, Miss Michelle Graves. Everybody knows the Money Lady. Welcome.
It's always glad to be here among the living.
Yes. Well, you know, every time we have you on, something has happened, and we all need to know about it, and we all need to change our financial situations so that we do not experience what others have experienced. So while we all mourn the death of Aretha Franklin, something happened in the background that we should all know about.
Yes, and I want to speak specifically to the viewers of this show because Aretha Franklin died, our beloved queen, on August the 16th, and after a 10-year battle with pancreatic cancer. She left behind 4 sons, a partner, and many grandchildren, supporters, and people that loved her throughout the globe. But Aretha Franklin died without a will. Wow. And she also died without a trust. Now, that's major. Yes. And I say that because her estate is estimated conservatively around $80 million. Wow. So here we go again, because when you die without an estate, you do have an estate. It's the will of the state that you are domiciled or live in, and that would be the state of Michigan. When you die without a will, the state proceeds to liquidate your assets in accordance with a defined process. And I share with people, it doesn't matter whether you're Aretha Franklin or you're just a male or female just trying to get through the day. Everybody has stuff. And unless you want to put yourself, your heirs, your family in a lost position, because believe me, there is expenses, there are fees, there are all these things that are involved in settling out an estate. Why? Because the government wants to know what you have for taxes. They want to make sure all your creditors are paid. They want to make sure that everything is distributed according to law. So it is a legal process. And yet, Crystal, less than 60% of Americans have wills.
Okay, so you are saying powerful words, and I know we all need to consider this, but you used a lot of terms that many of us don't necessarily know what they are. So let's start with the difference between the will, the estate, the power of attorney. Like, how should someone get started with this process?
Okay, the first thing that everybody needs to do is they need to, as I tell folks, come out of denial. And look at your situation, particularly if you're my age and older. I'll be 67 this year. Wow. And it's been an awesome life. I have no complaints. But my point in saying all of this is that you have probably accumulated some things. You probably have a pension plan. You probably have an IRA or deferred compensation plans. You have stuff. Your bank account.
How do they get started though? Because they have the stuff. But now, what do we need to do?
I'm going to say, if you are an internet user, and most people are today, then you need to go online and you need to look at what are your assets, which is stuff you have. And then you need to begin to write that stuff down, itemize what you have. Also have a conversation with your family. Okay. This is important, that you have a conversation with your family. Any things you want to give away, do it now. If you're an older person, get rid of, they don't want your stuff, but do it now. And then once you have things organized, the next thing I do is you can call an attorney that specializes in estate planning. Okay. That's a specialty in the practice of law. Okay. My beloved friend, retired Judge Cheryl Grant, does this, and she is my attorney, and she's been my attorney, and she handles my business. But my point in saying this is that it is available. A lot of general practitioners say they do wills, but I prefer to go to specialists because it's like a doctor versus an oncologist, you know.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this, because
Okay.
you know, lawyers do have fees, they
Yep.
have retainers.
Yep.
That might not be feasible for everyone. Is there anything that someone can do, say, on a budget? Can they download a copy or a template of a will?
You
Can they write something down on legal paper?
You
You know, all these other kinds of things. And you know, what can they do if they don't feel they have the finances right now to engage an attorney?
Okay, well, there are a couple of things that are good news. I work for a number of insurance carriers in terms of people getting their employee benefits. A lot of carriers today are offering the opportunity for people to enroll in free wills. That's a part. Also, if you're in Legal Shield and some of these other companies, you can get that type of thing done. If you are having financial struggles and you're elderly, consider in Cincinnati Pro Seniors. They work as advocates for seniors.
Okay.
If you're younger, most attorneys will do a will for very little.
Okay.
When I say very little, I'm talking about very little.
Okay, so if someone wants to learn more, because you give us some very powerful information, if someone wants to learn more about how they can get started with the will process, the estate process, the
Yes.
gift giving process, who can they call?
They can call me and I will refer them on.
Okay.
That's what I will do.
And so tell us your number.
Okay, my phone number, and I'm going to speak slowly,
Yes.
is 513-237-3914.
Okay. That's Michelle Graves, the money lady.
Yes.
One more time.
513-237-3914.
You got it. Ladies and gentlemen, you know that information will be on our website. Just look it for us, 513-237-3914, The Money Lady. Thank you, and we will be right back. Hello, and welcome back to this week's edition of Issues. There are always wonderful things happening in Avondale, and I have two ladies with me today who are going to talk about two new initiatives that are really changing workforce development and quality of life for individuals in Avondale. First, I'd like to introduce Ms. Shara Jackson, who is the acting CEO of the Greater Cincinnati and Southwest Ohio Urban League. A lot of words there. We still just call it the Urban League around these parts. And we also have Dr. Monica Mitchell from Children's Hospital. So, Shara, I'm going to ask you to get started because you explained this program to me and I was so excited I forgot to write it all down. It is a phenomenal program and I'm so excited. So come on, tell me about it.
Absolutely. Last year we launched our new Social Innovation Center.
Okay.
It was established to address the disparities and issues that we saw in the state of Black Cincinnati and the state of Black Dayton. It is very focused on providing a space and a way of working for communities to collaborate to address those issues. And as you said, quality of life, focused on employment, education, health awareness, and community engagement.
Okay, so now is this a program that a task force is using to address certain situations, or is this a program at the Urban League where someone can come in and say, I want to sign up for the Social Innovation Program? How's this work?
It is both. The Social Innovation Center is both a space that we have in our Sickle Cell Social Innovation Center, and it is a way that we do work. Currently housed there are several programs, including our Community Police Partnering Center, our Financial Opportunity Center, Health Awareness and Sickle Cell Awareness, and our Economic Community Change Initiative, as well as our Gentlemen's Clothing Closet.
Wow. So Children's Hospital is involved in this somehow, because I heard sickle cell and I know there's a connection. So tell me what's going on with Children's Hospital.
So Cincinnati Children's is very proud to be a sponsor of the Social Innovation Center. You know, we have a shared mission with the Urban League around, you know, employment and health and youth development. So, you know, we were one of the early organizations to get on board with it.
Okay, so if I'm a resident of the greater Cincinnati area and I want to be a part of social innovation, I want to be innovative, how can I be a part of it? What do I need to do?
Visit us at the Urban League. It really is a space where we're harnessing the digital revolution to say, how do we work smarter? How do we solve issues in our community? How do we access more using our resources smartly? People can visit us online at ulgso.org. Follow us on Facebook, or we have a special Social Innovation Center email address, SIC, for Social Innovation Center at ulgso.org.
Okay, so if I come in, I mean, what types of individuals could benefit from this program? I mean, I know all, but specifically, I mean, give me some ideas of who could really, you know, move forward. Who's receiving life-changing experiences in this program?
So we say cradle to career. Right?
Okay.
For individuals that need financial literacy, which is just about everyone, they're welcome. For individuals who are looking for jobs, it's a great place to start, but not only jobs, for careers, and that's why we've been fortunate to partner with Children's in our Career Insights initiative.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's funny you always say that, because my first job when I graduated from college and moved to Cincinnati, my grandmother said, you need to go over to the Urban League and get you a job. So I went over and I was granted an opportunity. You introduced me to Rockwell International. I worked there for 9 years. It was a phenomenal career experience. And so I want people to know that the Urban League is not just for the hardest to employ populations. Really, anybody can go to the Urban League and get a great experience, because I know that I'm a better person for that interaction that I had at the Urban League. And I wish I knew the lady's name, that she was really changing my life when she said, you're going down there and take that job. So it was just a great experience, and I encourage any person who is seeking career advancement to move on to the Urban League and to learn about your opportunities, your connections, your training, and your engagement. So thank you for that.
Thanks. We're so glad you had a wonderful experience. We're focused this year and with our newest strategic plan on some specific career tracks that we know give people the opportunity for wealth generation, great careers. We're doing that in construction and utilities, and in partnership with Children's, doing that in healthcare as well.
Absolutely. So as a sponsor of this program and as a strong supporter of the Urban League and Avondale, what would Children's Hospital like to see from this? How are you going to benefit, and how is the community going to benefit?
Well, I think this is a great time to talk about our Career Insights program, because one of the things we'd like to see is more individuals being employed in the healthcare sector. So I don't know if you want to talk about Career Insights.
So it's very focused in giving people a competitive advantage. People are interested in healthcare. We do testing and assessment to make sure that that's the right career for them. People commit time, 5 very intensive Saturdays, where they learn all about the opportunities at Children's, professionalism, resume development, how to present themselves, medical terminology, the culture at Children's Hospital, so that they are ready to succeed, to not only get a job, but to keep that job and advance in their careers.
You know, everyone is talking about the number of job openings in healthcare, just, you know, from, you know, beginning to end at all levels of healthcare. And I just read in a newspaper somebody's hiring 100 nurses. I mean, we've got to develop people to go into these fields because we're creating new innovation, and so you're a part of that. So if I was interested in a career in healthcare, could I come to the Urban League?
Absolutely.
Oh! And is there anything I need to do, anything I need to bring, anything I need to research before we get started?
We invite people to visit our website so that they know the opportunities that are there, but we have something for everyone. So it's, if you come, if you visit, we have information sessions, but also information online. We can find just the right job and career for you.
That is outstanding. Okay, so before we conclude, I know a lot of people know where the Urban League is. We know how to reach them, but just in case, can you give us a telephone number, an address, and hours of operation?
Absolutely. Our phone number is 281-1955. We're at 3458 Reading Road. We are there from 8:30 to 4:30 Monday through Friday, and always accessible on the internet at ulgso.org.
That is awesome. And the lady who greets us at the front desk will make you feel so welcome. That telephone number again is
513-281-9955.
Thank you, ladies. You are doing big things in Avondale. So glad I had a chance to talk to you.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay right with us. We're coming up next with the Literacy Network, and they're going to talk to us about the Little Free Libraries. Stay tuned. Hello, and welcome back to this week's edition of Issues. I'm Crystal Kendrick, in for Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney, and I'm telling you, today is a treat. We have the Literacy Network here to talk about a project that's so near and dear to my heart. It is the Little Free Library Project. But first, I'm going to introduce our guests, and then I'll get to the Little Free Library Project because I'm so excited. So we have our president and our program coordinator. Can you please introduce yourselves?
Sure. My name is Michelle Otten-Gunther, and I am the president. And this is Kim McDermott, who is our vice president and our grant writer.
Oh, that's an important role.
Thank you.
Yes. So, okay, before we get started, just tell us what the Literacy Network does.
Sure. So I love speaking about our mission because I think it really speaks to our community. We're a small staff, but we do so much because of the multitude of volunteers that we have. Last year alone, we trained over 1,600 new volunteers to become tutors or teachers. We also work with a lot of community partners, and Children's Hospital is one of them. So we really can't do what we do without all the people in this community.
Okay, well now that's something that sparked my interest too, tutoring and do you do after school homework or helping students get through the test, right? So that's important to me. So
primarily with children, we work with Cincinnati Public Schools and we try to bring them up to grade level. We have one-on-one tutoring, and then we have adults that we provide classes and tutoring for to get them up to a 4th grade reading level. So we're at a basic reading level.
So you primarily work with K to 6 students?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So I have a lot of friends I see on Facebook all the time saying, does anybody know who can tutor in math? Does anybody have a reading tutor? Anybody know who I can call for science or what? So is this a program that you only can get through the schools, or can someone call you and get a tutor?
We may be able to refer them to people for outside of school, but we primarily do during the day tutoring while they're at school. We work with Cincinnati Public. They identify kids that need school help during the school day, and then those tutors are paired with those students.
We also work with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Cincinnati. So if they can't get it in school, they may be able to get it at one of the Boys and Girls Clubs after school.
Okay, so we're going to have to get the phone number just because I want people to hear this and know about this. This is a big deal, and passing that 3rd grade, 4th grade proficiency test is very important to me because we all know that they build colleges or prisons based on that graduation rate. And so anything we can do to get more colleges and less prisons would be important to me.
That's right.
So tell me, how can someone learn about getting a tutor?
Sure. If they want to call us at 621-READ, and they can also visit our website, which is www.lngc.org.
Okay, so that telephone number again, ladies and gentlemen, is area code 513-621-READ, R-E-A-D, and those digits are 7323. Again, 621-7323, about tutoring and the like. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about these little free libraries because I love them. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have some pictures for those who are watching this on television about the little free libraries. So can you tell me about them? I saw them in other cities. And I'm so excited. Okay, go ahead.
Well, internationally, there are 75,000 Little Free Libraries. The founder of Little Free Libraries came to Cincinnati about a year ago and wanted to grow the presence here. And I honestly was somewhat hesitant because we live in a city that has one of the finest public library systems in the nation. And so I was curious. I said, before we jump into this, we'd like to do some research. So we did some research, and what we found was startling. There is one age-appropriate book for every 300 children in many low-income neighborhoods. And 61% of those families do not have any books at home. And to me, in this day and age, that is not acceptable. We are the beneficiary of thousands of books each year through book drives, and then we redistribute them to schools and Boys and Girls Clubs. And these little receptacles seem like the perfect conduit to get books to the families who need them.
And many of our tutored students have actually shared with our tutors that this is the first book they have ever owned inside their house. When we distribute books. So this Little Free Libraries is going to make sure and ensure those students never have to think that way again.
Okay, so the Little Free Libraries are kind of like these little stands, and I'm sure the pictures will show what it looks like on the air, but for our listeners, they are almost like mailboxes, if you will, that are in various communities, and they say Little Free Library on there, and persons can add books to it if they want, or take books out of it, and they're for the community.
Yes.
So where is there a map or something as to where these are?
Yes, there's an interactive map on the Little Free Library website. And fortunately for us, we were able to get 2 grants this past year to help us purchase 50 libraries. So we had 50 made. We ordered them from the Little Free Library Organization. They're blue, which is our signature color. We also had decals attached to the side with information about it has our logo and our phone number and website. So our goal is that people become aware of the other free services we provide. And it's just another way to get us out there in front of the community. And then I went to the Neighborhood Summit back in like February, March, met some great community-minded people who are very interested in building up their community and improving literacy rates.
So we are almost out of time. We would love to have you back because we could talk about this more often. But two questions.
Yes.
One is, what age or reading level of the books are appropriate?
We are going to have all sorts of ages books in there, adults and children, because we think it's very much a family issue. We want adults and kids reading.
Okay, so let's give this telephone number again, because I know that we have people out there who want to find books, people out there who want to donate books. That number is 513-621-READ, 7323. That's the Literacy Network here in Cincinnati. Google them, call them, look them up. I'm going to put some information on the website. We're going to make this happen in Cincinnati. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for spending your time with us. Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney shall be back soon, but I do look forward to talking to you again soon. Welcome back. Mike is going to go over our calendar, the most exciting part of our day.
Exactly. All right, 10th Annual Black and White Cancer Survivors Gala is November 2nd and 3rd, 2018 at the Duke Energy Center. Friday, November 2nd is a concert. General admission tickets are $45, while the VIP tickets are $65. On Saturday, November 3rd is the gala. The tickets are $75 and it's a black tie affair. There's no tickets sold at the doors. For more information, call 513-742-4388. And then 2018 Men of Honor, a salute to African American men, will be held on Saturday, November 17th, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Hyatt Regency Cincinnati, 151 West 5th Street. Tickets are $150. And for more information, call 513-733-1555. And then an evening of fun, also Saturday, November 17th, 8 p.m. to midnight at St. Patrick's KFC Hall, 7500 Fair Park Avenue. Donations are $10 in advance, and at the door it's $15. This is a fundraising event for all the proceeds going to the Free Store Food Bank. For more information, call 513-542-7560 and 751-2341.
Thank you, Mike. It was great to have you. Thank you for having me here with you this week. We always appreciate that. Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney will be back next week. Thanks.